Hello and welcome to a reporting workshop of OpenLM. I am Sagi. I will be your guide today through the OpenLM reports. So what we'll actually see today is the core product, but we won't be focusing on high-level core product. We will actually see how we can get insights out of the reports of OpenLM. So we'll take a look at the embedded reports, try to combine them all. And also we'll see the reporting hub near the end and see how it can help us. So we'll be going over the license usage report, denials, and utilization, and try to combine all of them to understand a bit more about our license's health. Now, what do I mean by that? As you probably already know, license usage means the concurrent license usage in the organization for a certain feature. Now, I'm going to take a look at three scenarios. One where the feature is overused. It's always maxing out, almost never any licenses left. Second will be underused license, meaning that many licenses are not in use. And lastly, we'll see how it's supposed to be. What is the healthy license curve, how it should look like. So it will be better if you open up the OpenLM interface, your OpenLM interface if you have it, and just try to work with me. Select your own time, select your own features, but try to work along with me. Now, we'll open the OpenLM user interface. We'll click Start, Reports, and we'll open up the license usage report. Now, I suggest that you select one of the features that you care about the most. So, what do we see here? I have a feature here, which we can see that most of the usage is like during working hours. But for all the working hours, we see that it's maxing out. It's fully maxing out almost all of the time. Even if we take a look at the heat map, we see that it's 100, 100, 100, 100, always 100%. And you see that users are not getting licenses right here. Like for the whole day, 7 until 4, no one had a license here. Only 34 users. So once you see that, you want to know what happened beyond that. Okay, so users got denied. So how bad was it? So opening up the denials report, we click Start, Reports, Denials. We'll be able to see that in this period that we chose here, that we selected, we have multiple denials each day, and actually ranging to like 62 denials in a certain hour right here. Now, this is a whole lot of denials. Now, if I take a look at the license usage, I take a look at the denials, I see, well, I'm in a problem here. I have a lot of users getting denied. But how many users are getting denied? Is it one user that got denied 1,000 times, or 1,000 users that got denied once? How bad is it? Because if it's one user who got denied 1,000 times, you only need one license. If it's 1,000 users, you probably need 1,000 licenses. But that remains to be seen. Before I move on and show you how exactly you can know the amount of licenses that you need, first of all, let's take a look at the utilization of this. So going to Start, Management, License Utilization, we'll be able to see the amount of licenses that we need to buy in order to reduce the license amount in order to reach a certain quality of service. Now, quality of service means that, let's say that I'm okay with the fact that 90% of the times users will get the license. 10% of the times they'll get denied. So if I'm okay with 90, then it's not even on the chart. So let's say I'm okay with 85. So even 85 is not on the chart. Let's try 80. So only at 80, even if we do like, I think 81%, then it's actually in the graph. So the maximum the maximum utilization you can give them here is just about 80, let's say 88%, 86% even. So you're around the 80% of quality of service with what you have now. So we got 34 licenses, that's around 80%, meaning that like 20% of all sessions are not even sessions, are just denied users. Users that try to get the license again and again and again. Now this is corroborated by the denials. We see a lot of people got denied because we don't have the correct utilization. Now if we remove the aggregation, then what can we see? First of all, what is this aggregation? Well, each dot here represents the amount of time in percentages spent on each concurrent usage level. That's a mouthful, but let me explain. One license pulled at the same time, just one license, none other, is 0%, and it starts rising at 12 licenses, meaning that it didn't really go, it didn't went below 12 licenses right here. You see, it's all 0. The amount of time spent on one license, two license, three license is 0, meaning that most of the time was spent on a high concurrent usage. There might be a few, like 10 reserved licenses or 10 users that took the license once and never put it back. Anyway, you can see that it's leaning towards the right here. So that's a problematic license quantity. So what is aggregated? Why does it jump like that? Well, let's take 20 licenses and 21 licenses. In order to pull 21 concurrent licenses, you first have to pull 20 licenses. So if you pull 20 licenses, another user wants to pull a license and it goes to 21. So this is why it's aggregated. The 20 is encapsulated inside the 21. And the 21 is encapsulated inside 22, because to get to 22, you must go through 21 first. So this is the aggregation right here, which allows us to see, well, to get a better picture of it. But how do I get the number I need? So here I know I have 80%, but what if I want to go over to 90 and 99%? Now, what happens there? So it cannot be reached. The embedded OpenLM system cannot give you a concrete number. Now, moving to the reporting hub right here, we have many reports. I'm not going to go over that, but one report that we have is the denials and denied users. So if we take a look here, we see in orange the amount of denials, but in strong orange we see the amount of users that got denied. So this is like 36 denials, but only 8 users did it. And if you want to save like 80% of your denials, then you only need this line here, the 4 licenses. So you need to buy 4 licenses more in order to remove 80% of your denials, meaning that 80% of your denied users will get the license and it will be okay. So this is one scenario where it's overused. Here we see it's maxing out. Most of the time you got a lot of denials. We see that out of those denials, how many users actually got denied. And then we know how many licenses we need to buy. And all this is corroborated by the license utilization report, which shows us that we cannot reach 90 or 95% and all that. Now let's take a look at another scenario. So let's say that now we'll have very low usage. So low usage pretty much means that you're spending money on licenses that no one is using. Let's see how this looks like. Now I've seen this scenario, I've seen this case with many clients. I've done a few installations in my career here, and I have always seen some reduction in licenses. In a few cases I've even seen this. But let's go over them one by one. Again, we'll go license usage, denials, license utilization, as we did before. So first of all, the license usage, that's pretty easy. You see that the usage, the peak usage, is not really reaching the quantity line. It's not getting close to it. There's like a huge gap for the whole duration here. Even if we look at the heat map, it's not really getting purple. It's not getting yellow or orange or red or nothing. Just all green. So what should we see in the denials then? Well, it was never maxed out, so we'll see nothing in the denials, as we see here. No denials, because it was never maxed out. Okay, so how many licenses can I reduce in this case? So for that, we'll go to license utilization, and we can show it either aggregated or not aggregated. And we see that in order to reach like 99% quality of service, we need 14 licenses. I have 70 licenses. I need 14. That's a huge amount. That's a huge reduction. Now I've seen this. I've seen this once. I had a Chinese client where they have 1,000 licenses and they only needed 50. So it was crazy. So what can we get from this graph? Well, first of all, we see that it doesn't go over 16 ever. Now, if we take a look at the license usage right here, we see it really doesn't go over 16 ever. Now, what else can we understand from this? We can see that most of the aggregation, most of the usage is around here, to the left. Before it was to the right, and it was very used. Now it's to the left, it's very underused. And you see that most of the time it was spent on like 4 licenses pooled, something like that. So right away I know that in order to get 99% quality of service, I just need 14 licenses. I don't need all that. Now, let's take a look at a healthy license. Let's take a look at a good scenario. So how should it look like? Should it lean to the right, lean to the left, just be in the middle? What should you do? How should it be at 90% quality of service, 95%? What should it be? So I'm going to show you a very healthy license, and you could immediately see the difference. So starting with the license usage again. So a healthy license will be almost maxing out. It will not be maxing out most of the time. Like here and there it can max out and get some denials, but okay. No matter. You got all these peaks right here and they're pretty close to the quantity line. Even if we look at the heat map, we see it's orange, red, but it's not maxing out. Like it maxed out here, it maxed out here, but not a lot of maxing out happening here. Now this is very good But how do you know if it's good? Well, if it's between 50 and 60, is that good? Between 60 and 70, as it is now, is that good? So how can you tell if the license itself, if the feature is healthy? Well, taking a look at the denials, we see that, well, at the first denial event right here, we had 7 denials. At the second denial event right here, we had like 1 denial. So that's a meager amount of denials, and I'm taking like 1 month here. Yeah, full month, and I got like maybe 8 denials. That's nothing. That means that the license is pretty well used. Let's take a look at its utilization right here. So if I want to reach 90% or 95% quality of service, I see that I need 64 licenses, which is not far off from the amount that I already have. So if I want 99%, it's 68 licenses, which is really not far from 70 licenses that I have, meaning that this is a healthy license. This is the correct amount of licenses that I should have for this feature. Now, if we show it unaggregated, we see that it also leans to the left, but not like deep left. It's a sort of middle right, sorry, to the right. So middle right, we see that it's not really being used below 19 or 18 licenses, and mostly it's being used around 55 licenses. In any case, showing it aggregated, we see that it's mostly 100%, and then near the end it starts dropping, and we do get 99 quality of service, 99%, which is the desired graph. It's the desired behavior that we are looking to see. Now, before I move on to Q&A session, give you some time to ask questions and answer everything you want, I want to show you a few cool tricks and nifty tricks that OpenLM has that you probably didn't know about. Now, first of all, in all the reports of OpenLM, you can click here on the OpenLM icon, and you can add shortcut to desktop. Now, to which desktop? Let's click it. Now let's add a filter. Let's take this one, for example, and click OK. So what did it do? It added this icon on the desktop, on the OpenLM desktop. So I can click it, and it will simply open the license usage report, filtered with the stored filter I chose. So if you want to create a stored filter, you just select everything in the filter, click the filter icon right here. You can give it a name and then just click Save. In order to get it, you just click on the filter icon, expand it, choose the filter you want, and click Apply. Now, you can also have this be opened automatically when you open up the Easy Admin. Let's see how. So again, click here, Properties. Now you can enable auto refresh, which will refresh the page, refresh the report. Or you can open at application startup. So it will open up with this one, with this filter. Click Save, and once we reload the file, reload the browser, then we'll have this report come up automatically. So let's just do that. I have that already set for the presentations, so I'm just gonna refresh and we'll see what happened. So once we refreshed, we see that already we got the licenses not in use open, the license utilization, denials, and everything. And in a moment, it will simply load all the saved filters. It will load all the data. That's it, and everything is loaded up. I got my license usage, denials, utilization, licenses not in use, automatically open just because I clicked here, properties, and open at application startup. Now, what else? Well, let's say that you are looking at some sort of table, any table in OpenLM. Let's take license activity, for example. And let's take a look at the sessions table. So if we click right here, you'll be able to add columns. So you can add email, last name, first name, version, additional key, borrowed, IP. You can remove them if you'd like. If you don't want token usage time, for example, a product or whatever, you can remove them, or you can choose to show them all, whatever you choose. Now you can export to a CSV file, clicking this button. Now this is in all the reports of OpenLM. You can export them to a CSV file. And of course that you can schedule a report to be sent by email. So you can schedule a report to be sent each week. You'll receive the report straight to your email. You don't even need to go to the OpenLM website. Now, for this you'll need the report scheduler. It's free to download. You can download it from our website and start scheduling reports. Now you can also share it by email, of course, or by link. And that's just about it. I really wanted to go over a few scenarios, show you a few things regarding the reports of OpenLM, just to show you how to combine them, how to combine those three reports and actually get insights from it. So we've seen three different scenarios. One where the license is underused, one when it's overused, and one when it's used just right. So you should aim to that bell curve. You should aim to be in that sweet spot with a healthy license that is really close to maxing out but is not maxing out, and use OpenLM for it. So that's it. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead. It's your turn. Ask away. If there's anything that you would like to know, anything that I wasn't clear about, you can use the questions box in the GoToWebinar tool. Just use the question box, ask a question. I'll be happy to answer. To the rest of you, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Okay, Mark is asking about the reporting hub. Now, the reporting hub is an extension, indeed. It's an extension to OpenLM, and what it basically does, it allows you to get a reporting database that you can query with any BI tool. Now, a reporting database, that means a small and manageable database, very user-friendly. It's got all the measures that you need, and it doesn't hold anything that you don't, because the source OpenLM database holds like 116 tables. Most of them you don't need. You can't find any of the measures you want there. So the OpenLM Reporting Hub allows you to get a database which does hold all that. Yeah, you're welcome, Mark. Okay, so Brian is asking about the denials report, but I guess that is not asking about the embedded denials report. Let's take a look at the denials report. Here we can see the denied, all the denied sessions. Here we can get a table of all the denied sessions, but we still don't have here the amount of users. We don't have a concrete number. It doesn't really give us anything. It can be, okay, 39 denials, but maybe it's one user, it's 39 users that did that. What's going on? So for that, you can use the reporting hub. Now the reporting hub, as I mentioned before, it's an extension of OpenLM, which allows you to get a reporting database. Now with that reporting database, you get some templates. As you see here, we got license utilization, unused licenses, license activity, all sorts of different templates to work with. But one of the templates regards denials, meaning that you can see how many denials you had. Yeah, that's great. But you can also aggregate the amount of users. So if we take a look at this one, let's choose in-house Autodesk, this server. Let's choose a certain feature. And let me show you. Let's choose this feature. And like on the right here, we can see all the sessions, the quantity line, and above that, we see denials. We see denied users. So we got, like on this day, we got like 1 denied user. On this day, we got 2 denied user. And it's like when it reaches above the quantity line, so you can actually see what's going on. It's like connecting the two reports together. Now the denials report right here, it gives you an idea of what's going on with the denials themselves. So the light orange are the denials themselves, the denial amount. So I got 11 denials right here. But denied users, this one, the strong orange here, are just 3 users. So if I would think to buy new licenses, I would buy them for just 3 users, not 11. Now I can even drill down. Now it's showing me by the hour, by the hour of day, by the day, by the month, by the quarter, by the year. I can even see it as I do now. I see it by the workstation, by the user, by the group, by the feature, by the server, whatever I want, whatever I choose. I can just, it's endless. It's really endless. I have some clients that they made some amazing things with this tool. Now, if you would like to test out the tool, I suggest that you turn to support at openlm.com. We can set you up with a trial, 60-day trial version. You can set it up on your system, see if it fits, and just run with it. Oh, you're most welcome, Brian. Let us know if you want to test it out. We'll be happy to install it on your system. Yes, Rachel has a question, again regarding the reporting hub. Now, I don't have prices regarding the reporting hub. You should try and contact sales at openlm.com. They can give you a quote. I'm from the sales team. I'm not aware of, from the support team, I'm not aware of the sales team's prices. Mike is asking about the report scheduler. Now, you must not be confused. The reporting hub is what you see right here, all the reports. And report scheduler is a component that allows you to schedule reports from the OpenLM system, like share, schedule, then you'll be able to schedule a report to be sent like yearly, daily, weekly, whatever you choose. All right, guys. So if there are no further questions, I would thank you very, very much. I hope this was informative. I hope that you learned something that you didn't know about OpenLM. Usually people, even old users and experienced users, they find something that they didn't know. That always happens. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.